Hey guys, this is Villains the Man. We're bringing you our Pathfinder session Born the Titan God session 4. You already know the players. We got Mokatar, Kor, and Gonar, and they have just returned from their mission to receive the blade. And at the end of the last session, they had a celebration and some things unfolded, and we're gonna start from there, guys. So at the end of last session, y'all was at the end. It was in the morning, noonish time. I was at the table, I believe, and he walks up with Braka, and that's where we left off at. So y'all want to continue from there? Or y'all, yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, as they'll walk up, they're wondering what's going on and everything, and Braka says he actually speaks. He says, "I can't stay very long. I have to get going. I got to talk to the priest, and they gotta figure out anything that happened to me." And he kind of says he'll see y'all as soon as he can. And he walks out of the inn and he goes on. And as the room starts to fill with the lunch crowd, people start coming in, talking. Did you hear from different elders around that they're going to have a meeting tonight about what they're going to do, how they're going to plan to go towards the Orc Village? So it's not as rambunctious as normal. It's kind of quiet, but everybody's anxious. They're going to see what we're going to do. So, Kor, what are you going to do?
I believe this is right when we get back, right?
Yeah, when we get back, they have the celebration, and it's the next day.
Oh, it's the day after we got back.
In between morning and noon, you're in the inn. And,
well, right now I'm just going to kind of I do a lot of meditating, meditation. Try to keep my mind focused and not let half-work madness take over, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, so you're meditating. It ain't hard to tell, Mokatar, that the people, it is quiet in here, but there's a lot of people looking at you. You are wielding a legendary weapon. You don't know what it all is. You just know that you're the wielder until it's time to put it up. There's people coming up asking you, "Hey, can I hold it? Or can I see it? What's going to be your reaction?" That kind of stuff.
I'll let them hold it, but I'll take it out, brandish it for them.
Yeah, it's a great sword, but when you wield it, it feels like you can wield it with one hand. It's almost weightless, but it feels like you can't shatter this with nothing. It's got like a blue tint to it. It's definitely crafted by Mallet. You can tell by the workmanship on it. Gonar, what are you doing?
I'm sleeping.
Sleeping?
I've been busy all night.
Okay. So he left whenever...
I think when we arrived, I was gone, and then I'm just now getting back.
So when he gets back and they leave earlier...
I have things to think about, because me and him had this conversation about
so
what's
Gonar,
happening.
He goes off, and he says he's got to rest. He'll meet y'all tonight.
As I'm meditating, I've had some things in my mind. I'm actually going to start to hunt something, maybe large. I need bones. I need some entrails, things like that, for things that I want to do. So I'm going to kind of start looking for a bear or, I don't know, whatever, something. I don't care.
You're meditating for images. While you're meditating, because when you meditate, you're kind of off in your own land.
Yeah.
Even though you're there, you hear a familiar voice talk to you. Same one that's talked to you before. You're pretty sure it may be Han. You're not sure.
Yeah.
He says that during the battle, it gave his thirst for blood back. He says, "We should find a way for me to get my taste. I miss battle."
It was to fight again.
Is what he tells you.
And Pathfinder.
Mokutar, as you're sitting there with the blade, there's different people coming, checking it all out and everything. And Athander comes up, it's his teacher. And he says, that blade is why we're here today, is what he tells you. He says it in, what language? He says it language you can understand.
Common Giant North.
Yeah. So he would, he tells you the story of the blade was used to fight off a dragon, like a decade ago or whatever. And
So that's how long the sword's been gone?
the sword, whenever he fought, he killed the beast a decade ago, but he didn't die then.
Oh,
He lived for a few, he lived a little bit longer than that, and then he perished. And then his body was buried, and it was dug up, and it was drugged there, and all that good stuff. But Mallet created the blade for the purpose to fight the most evil creature in the world at the time, or in our land, and it was that. It was a dragon. He just destroyed stuff. They don't know why. This is what he done. He roamed the land for a while, until he finally made the blade, and they struck the dragon with it enough times to kill it. Of course, all his scales and bones are drug out in hundreds of miles in each direction, because nobody's ever seen nothing like that. So we'll go over to Gonar. We'll pump it probably 4 hours in, because you said you need to sleep.
It'd be longer than 4 hours.
Well, I'm talking about in the game, like where they're at. They've probably been there 4 hours. They've probably been in the inn for 4 hours or so since you've been here, kind of waiting for nightfall. You hear kids, maybe men or whatever, kind of yelling and running into the inn, very panicked. And they said, "We need water. We need water." We got a reaction to that.
Oh, I'm back.
Try to talk louder for the camera.
Yeah, if I'm back, and I mean, if they seem panicked, I'll grab a jug and I'll go see what's going on.
Grab water, running that way. Y'all get to running, and you probably run down the street, and other people are saying that there's a building that looks like it's on fire from the inside.
If you need it.
Okay, yeah. There we go. They say a building's on fire from the inside, and there's people running over there with water and everything, and they're trying to throw it on it and everything. And you wake up in your room. There's fire coming from you, and your room is engulfed right now.
Like I am on fire?
Like you're on fire, but you're not. You don't hurt from it. But the room is on fire, and this has never happened to you before. And you see people trying to get in, and they're trying to put the fire out, and you're standing there, and you're basically, your fire is just coming out of your body. You don't know how or why it's doing this.
I scream at them not to put out the flames.
So he's screaming not to put out the flames. Everybody's trying to throw water on it. At this time, right in between you two, as you're trying to pour water on him, Braka actually runs through you two, and he goes into the room. And when he enters into the room, the flames start to absorb back into him, and you feel fine now.
They're saying I felt bad?
No, you didn't feel bad, but you couldn't make it stop. And you don't know why. It was out of control. But when he came in, the flames went back. And you're back to, like, you can control it. But for that brief, however long it caught on fire, you woke up and it was engulfed, and you wasn't feeling no pain, so it didn't wake you up.
So how damaged is my hut?
It's probably restorable. It just started smoking, and people saw it, and they got there in time. But there's flames big time. When he walked in, they kind of absorbed and went back into you.
Okay.
Braka tells you there's things we need to talk about before we leave on our journey. And they kind of shooting everybody out. Y'all start to go back to, go back to where you was. Everybody's calming down. There's a few more hours left before they have the meeting tonight. So a few hours pass.
Are you awake for good?
No.
You probably look back to sleep.
No, I mean, yeah, I think I've been up a long time.
A few hours pass, and as they pass, you have actually images in your head. Maybe if somebody's actually there talking to you, you're not sure. And it sounds like Braka's voice, but you don't see nobody. And it says, as your power grows, I must be with you to make sure that you can control it until you're ready. And yeah, he talks to you about stuff like that. Probably for a couple hours in your dream. You don't even know if you're dreaming. It sounds like he's there, but you don't see nobody. It might be God speaking to you. But that's what it tells you. Basically, it says you're growing in power, and as you do, I need to be here to make sure I can help you control it. My presence here allows your body to have this power over flame.
So there's no being in my dream. It's just I hear something.
You hear a voice, yeah, and it sounds like Braka, but you don't see nobody. And it's almost like it's not. You know, you're dreaming. It sounds like he's there in your room, but it just sounds like him, but you don't see nobody. And it talks about how you're gaining great power over the flame, and he must help you control it. He's thinking maybe you might think that why you had this burst and you didn't know how it happened while you're sleeping. But like I said, a couple hours passed. You kind of got that going on. What are you guys going to do in that couple hours?
I'm actually gonna. I want to go talk to Mokatar about something. I want to go talk to him because I know, like, I'm not a forger, so I don't know. But I'm going to talk to him about, I want to get something forged. I want to get a maul forged. Or not a maul, but what's it called? A flail.
Well,
Yeah, forged. A great flail.
I might be able to do that.
Well, there's something I want to do special with it. I pull out my skull.
Catch it.
I want to dip this into metal. And I want there to be 3 balls on it. I want this to be one of them. So as I swing, he's
So
with me.
thirst for battle.
As I swing, he's with me. And he's still in the fight.
I think we can do that.
That's what I want to do.
So he kind of talk to you
I like
over.
that.
Yeah, you think maybe.
I've been thinking of a cool way to
Yeah.
get my skull with my weapon. And I'm like, yeah, I could make a hilt with the skull on it, but to me that's pretty badass, man. It's a D10, 19 to 20 crit. I mean, it's not a bad weapon. Two-handed. I mean, it's what I'm using anyway.
Yep.
Trip, disarm.
You do quite a bit with it. So you gonna give him the skull now, or?
Well, I'm gonna. That's the reason I approached him. I mean, I like I said, I don't know anything about the forge.
Yeah.
I want to. I want to work on it, like, because this is what I'm seeing in my head. This is my visions is one of the main things that drives my character. So that, to me, that tells me that needs to be a big priority.
Yeah.
It's almost possible if I don't get it done, I'm going to fail where we're going to go for this.
Yeah.
That needs to happen to me.
You think after the meeting you could probably get it done tonight? If both of you are in there working on it.
Yeah.
I'll help.
I'll definitely have you.
I've got magic data, to do whatever
If
we
you
need to
need,
do.
and if you need Mallet, he's the forge master, but he's gonna he's gonna be pretty occupied. So as y'all talking this over, school, he's sleeping. You see people start leaving the streets and going towards the temple. I don't know if y'all want to stop in and get him, or he's already up, or however you want to do it. But they're gathering in the temple to discuss preparation.
Has he had a solid 8 hours?
Probably on and off. Yeah, but not all straight through.
You good to come?
You're waking up. I
Yeah.
probably look all cracked out.
I'll come
Like
wake you
I'm
up.
pondering something as you enter my tent.
I'll come wake you up.
I have a fire built, staring intently into it.
Let you know there's some shit going down.
When you do your fire, and I know it don't burn you, but you would be able to tell if it's hotter or not, right?
I would assume, sure.
Yeah, because like you say, you build a little fire or whatever. So it's like every time you do whatever fire it may be, it feels a little bit more powerful, the heat off of it, than it normally is.
So the heat is more intense,
Yep.
basically.
I mean, it don't affect you, but you can tell that
Right.
there's something going on. Maybe this is a sign. You don't know. So they're waking you up. You can tell he's wore out. I mean, he's been through hell and back. Everybody is going towards the temple, I believe.
Yeah, that's where I'm headed.
All right, everybody is following into the temple. It takes a little bit to get everybody in. They try to get, all the Elite 8 in. 8 arms born. And,
Oh, can I go?
well, they're there, but everybody else is there too.
Oh, okay.
They're like in the center,
I got you.
Malik, he's in the middle of the room with Valora, and once everybody gets in there, and he stands up and gets quiet, and he says, we need to discuss our preparation, because where we go is not like no other place. They're not regular orcs. They're dangerous. They have a lot of things in the wilderness that we have to go through that we're not comfortable around. So he asked for suggestions from you guys, if y'all guys got any plans, and then he'll start talking about his too, but he's wanting to get y'all info first. It can be anybody.
Any suggestions?
If you want to try to lure him out, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I say we sit him up on top of a mountain and start chucking fireballs down at them bitches, and then just walk off like they did us. Mm-hmm. Let them come to us. Get them away from their town. That's my suggestion.
That sounds like a plan.
And it seems like you would be down with that, right?
Down with that.
See at the end there, he's kind of doing this, and he says,
I can aid him too with magic.
He says there is a mountain. He says that there's like 4, like it goes up, and he said there's like 4 mountains, and then across 2 of them is a bridge that goes all the way across, up on the top of the other one, and then down that mountain is a trail that leads down to their camp. He says if we could get up there, he said they might have access to the bridge and see us coming, but if we can get up there without being.
So is there like in a valley?
Yeah.
Is that what it sounds like?
Well, it's a wide open valley. There's like 4 mountains, and there's a bridge that goes across 2 of them. It goes down, and then it opens up, and it's just like tundra. It's all frozen, and there's broken trees, and it looks, yeah. Well, it goes flatland for a long time, and they're out there. That way they can see if anybody's coming at them or whatever.
I mean, while you're doing that, we can even have people with bows and just throwing fire arrows around,
Yeah.
hitting shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not to kill. I mean, if we do, great. But my plan wouldn't be to kill everyone right then. It would be to bring them toward us.
Well, we still need his head
Yeah.
for, say, the statue.
I mean, does it have to be not on fire?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
When you're talking about that, Mallet, he says, that's a good point. He kind of pauses for a minute, and he asks you to come up, Mokotar. He says, come up here, please. As you walk up, he has the hilt of the sword. He grabs the sword from you, and he puts it down, and he says, this blade is very powerful, but it does not seek its properties unless it's one-on-one with the greatest evil at the time. He says, you must be the one to slay him. He says, be cautious. I'll teach you about this blade when we get done. But at some point during our raid, you're going to have to pull him out somewhere or go in, and you're going to have to take his head. And he'll tell you about the blade later, is what he's telling you, about what happens whenever you're doing that stuff.
So if they do that, I can basically stand out there and goad him.
You could try. That's why we're having a discussion to see the best way. Then at the end, he says, what about the frost giants? They helped in the attack. See if anybody, including y'all, has anything to say about the frost giants. He has no idea if they're going to be there, if they're helping them.
I don't think we have no reason to fear frost giants. We've actually handled them quite well ourselves, even at that temple. Do the frost giants stay in their village, or do they have their own separate village?
They have their own village, but here recently there's been a lot of them in their land over there.
So basically teaming up against us.
They don't know if there's teaming up, because normally frost giants don't team up with nobody, but they've reached some kind of agreement and they're helping them. And it's very uncharacteristic. The frost giants because they're evil, but they don't really help other people, they help themselves.
Yeah.
So they might be in it to get them weakened, to kill us out, and then slay them. Nobody knows. What y'all do know about the frost giants, Athander will say that their Jarl is a woman, and her husband was slain in battle many years ago by Mallet because he killed Mallet's two twins in the battlefield. He says maybe that has something to do with it, but he says if she's there, we must bring everything we have. She is a very powerful sorceress.
Well, how are we supposed to know that she's there when that's days away, you know?
Well, as you're going that way, kind of be on the lookout if you see anything like giant prints or anything that they could have came through this way.
Well, why don't we go and split our forces in two, and then one attack the frost giants, and then the other half attack the village?
He believes that it will need the whole village if we was to attack the frost giant kingdom. They're a lot more powerful than these orcs.
Has anybody here ever seen their village?
Yes.
Is it like the size of ours or bigger? Smaller?
It's way bigger than ours. He said it's the ice fortress. He said, believe it or not, the frost giants used to be slightly peaceful at first. And then as they grew eager to gain more, they started attacking people, and it just broke the villages up. And she stayed up there to herself basically ever since they tried to take the tomb over. Because that's what they was trying to do that day when they was attacking. They was trying to take everything out of there, and they didn't succeed.
Why don't we send scouts to both areas for
You could do
a
that.
couple of days?
You could do that. They would have to go, let's see, on the map, they would have to go west and go around because y'all are going down. And then they would meet back with y'all. They could scout out, see if there's any presence of frost giants there, if she's there, anything like that, see if they see anything.
Why don't we just scout ourselves?
You can do that too.
You want to head to the frost giant place first and see what's going on there?
I mean, can. Seriously, I think if you are chosen to face what's the name again?
Gonar.
Gonar, yeah, that's right. I forget. It sounds like me. I mean, I figured if you would need to find the best lay of land for the village, because eventually, one, you're gonna have to find a place to face this guy where there's no one around you, or at least to the point where we can hold people back.
Yeah.
So I mean, that, and if, as Core suggested, he's wanting me to. I'll just think, nah, wait, place fireball. I need to pick and choose spots first.
Mm-hmm.
I might just get mad enough to do it while we're scouting.
Whatever happens.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, happens.
I mean, you could be throwing fireballs. You'll call lightning too. Because that's the thing that I can do.
Yeah. Well, actually, I guess Valor, she's a shield maiden. She'll say they're
That's fire.
Yes.
Fire giant queen.
She'll stand up.
She is, right?
and she'll say orcs are not a problem. She says it's their magic users and their leader that are a problem. And she says that they have magic that takes your life away. Some of the orcs know how to wield this.
I do too.
You do too. With flame. She's talking about like dark
Yeah.
magic.
Yeah, we ran into that already.
And she says, Gonar, he's ruthless. He will not attack the strongest one. He will attack the weakest one. But he's got so many men and resources around him, it's really hard to get him where you can pull him out. But she believes that you are good. And she says, that's why me and Mallet are going with you.
So who's staying to defend the village then?
War priest. They're going to send some of them with us, but like the war priest, some of the other soldiers are staying there. Thander's going to leave his beast there. If none of y'all ever seen it walking around, it's just people are scared of it just looking at it. It's a magical beast. It's a white tiger. She says they have enough resources to leave over 100 men here.
Okay.
She thinks it's going to take probably 100 men to leave here, probably 100 of her, stronger men to go the other way. She said they'll leave the war priest here, so they'll have an elder here, in Thander's line, and probably 75 men, a few of the clerics, but Thander, Mallet, and her are going with y'all. And she said it's up to Thella if she wants to go, and of course she wants to go. Every time they talk about this Gonar guy, you see her mom kind of hold back tears and grip her fist in anger.
If I notice, it pisses me off too.
Yeah. They say it's a good 2-day travel there, so however you want to go about your scout, they know how to get there. So they say, does y'all need a day to get ready, or what's everybody thinking?
I'd like as much time as I could to make my weapon.
That's going to take a while.
I said it'd take the both of you probably a day. So if you start right now, and then when you leave, it might be ready.
And maybe we can get, oh shit.
Mallet.
Yeah.
To help.
He may actually help you once you tell him what the purpose is. 'Cause he's all about shit guiding you, giving you strength in battle. So they say tomorrow night we leave.
And if he helps us, maybe he'll tell me more about the blade.
And he is going to tell you more about the blade. And all,
I guess really I'd just be taking like a regular weapon and kind of attaching it. Like,
Yeah.
just modifying.
that's basically what you're doing. Gonar, what are your plans right now? You got basically one day, tomorrow night's when they're leaving.
Sleep. Seems I have a lot to contemplate.
So you're gonna rest up.
Hey, there's no need for me to help
Yeah.
forge this weapon if Malik is like, hey, I don't need forge this weapon. I'm sure his skills are far beyond mine.
Yeah. Mallet needs to talk to him anyway. So I guess y'all guys need to be heading to the forge.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that thing. I'm going to keep that skull in ice until I dip it in the hot metal,
Okay.
so it doesn't just burn up. Just try to keep it as cool as possible.
He has certain preparations to make this happen.
That may just shatter it. I
It's
don't
not
know.
shatter.
No.
Man. All right, so y'all going to the forge. He'll meet you there. If y'all get there about 30, you got the forge going. He's got the flames real hot in there and all that good stuff. What do y'all want to say as you enter?
What do we want? What?
You want to say anything as you enter? He's waiting for y'all.
Oh, I'll tell him that his help is very, very generous, and I appreciate it.
He says anything to strengthen an ally.
Well, you're strengthening too.
Yeah.
I hold up the skull.
You gotta show him what you want to do, and y'all get to working on it. It takes you the better part of the night with the three of you working on it. Probably midway through, he starts telling you, when you use the blade, you will feel the power rush in you whenever its properties are activated. And he says every time you strike, the next strike is easier. He says, so hit him as many times as you can. He said, then you just swing and you're going to hit every time after that. He said, the blade is made to take down evil. That's all he tells you.
Okay.
Out of game, I'll give you stuff, whatever, if we encounter it today or not. So night rolls on, the morning's come back. Y'all probably had late night, I'm guessing. He's meditating, or he's sleeping. As you sleep, you really don't hear voices, but you just get images of like fire.
Well, here's the thing.
Like when you sleep, you
with
see
what's going on.
fire.
I will extend the fire pit in my room to literally sleep in it.
Yeah.
Because I have a very high resistance to fire as it is.
Almost.
To,
Yeah.
to comfort me in some sort of way. maybe help me clear my head with all this. Because with that, and then what had happened with the offering, I mean, our gears are really turning now.
It feels like when you sleep, that you sleep in flame. Like you see it when you're closing your eyes, you feel it. But that's comforting to you. It's just more intense than it ever has been.